The sky is falling. The sky is falling. Bitcoin is dead. And yet, one analyst has predicted that cryptocurrency will become a $2 trillion asset class within a decade. Did you get your bad coin yet? Your questions and all the delicious, chewy, crunchy goodness you expect from episode number 15 of the Bad Crypto Podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition.
Who's bad?
And here we are, me, you, and Travis Wright. What's up, Travis?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, good sir. We are in episode 15 of the Bad Crypto Podcast, if you can believe that. We're turning them out.
I have a new jingle for us. You ready?
Okay.
Bad crypto, yum.
Nice. I want to give a shout out to Twitter user Demon Pins. He said, you really need to sing the song about Ethereum like this. Living in an Ethereum world, and I am an Ethereum girl.
That's
Had to give
not
that
bad.
shout out. Yeah, not bad. If
not
anybody else has a good song that we should sing, feel free to let us know. We have multiple channels.
In fact, using the power of technology and the wonders of your own dialing abilities, if you'll call our Google Voice line, you can go ahead and sing us a little ditty. And if you're clever, you might end up on the show. The phone number is 708-885-9030. Of course, if you don't want to sing and just ask questions. But we'd love to hear from you. So give us a call there. And thanks for all the feedback. We continue to grow and expand. Episode number 14 was a record day, and we now have 85 ratings on the iTunes store. So thank you for that. And we're still giving away bad coin, right, Trev?
We are giving away millions and millions of dollars of bad coin to our dear friends here on the Bad Crypto Podcast. We've given away, 32 million bad coins?
Yep, in our ICG, our initial coin giveaway. And again, this is available for a limited time, gang. We are going to shut the doors on giving away bad coin at one point. And just for liking and posting your BitShares name on our Facebook page, you can get 50,000 free bad coin. And if you, like many others have done, post a review on iTunes, screen capture it and email us with the screen capture and your BitShares username, you can get another 100,000 bad coin. So go to badco.in/012. That's episode 12. Or there's information on the Facebook page at facebook.com/badcrypto.
That is true. Great stuff. Hey, we have some questions, I guess, don't we, coming in? All right, Mark Osborne from Pensacola, Florida, he asks, what happens once all the coins are mined? Will the network still function without that incentive for miners to process these transactions?
It's the end of the world. Once all the bitcoins are mined, it's end game. We go, wah, 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 and your little Pac-Man disappears, and you have to put another quarter in. Because, as we all know, this is all really a simulation, and we are all in a video game that's being played by alien other lives, other life forms.
Elon Musk, not alien.
That's right. We're in Elon Musk's arcade, right? And his wife is like, I don't know if he's married or not, but if he were, or if he has a girlfriend, she's like, would you stop playing that stupid crypto game already?
Actually, I believe he was married, and now he's dating Johnny Depp's ex, I read.
Okay.
Which is crazy.
Okay.
So, yeah, now you know.
Well, there's that. So the question is what happens once all the coins are mined? And in particular, all the Bitcoins will not be mined in their totality, 21 million, until the year 2140, I believe.
In the year 2140.
You're going to bring that up every show, aren't you? That is, 123 years from now. So, maybe if lifespan increases because of science. There are some people being born now that may live to see that last Bitcoin mined, but for the vast majority of us, we're going to be gone long before that happens. However, what does take place when the coins are all mined?
So what happens is if you've noticed, if you've done a transaction on Bitcoin already, then you notice that there is a small transaction fee that is taking place with that transaction, right? And that becomes incentive for the miners to then put that transaction into that particular block. So those transaction fees are going to stay prevalent. They're not going to go away. And so that's going to be the incentive down the road, and it's still an incentive now. They're earning a little bit of extra Bitcoin by adding that transaction into that particular block. So that's what's going to happen over time. And who knows what happens between now and 123 years from now. I know that just as a point of reference, there's a company called, I believe, Quantum Ledger. I believe it's one of them, Quantum something, and they're quantum computing because potentially down the road in 100 years from now, some of these crypto hashes, they may be hackable. So quantum computing is going to come into play probably before that anyway.
I think that's actually going to make for a great future episode to really deep dive on what quantum computing could mean to it. So, as for the other coins, I think it's probably the same thing. And in fact, there are some tokens and coins that are pre-mined, and the incentive is purely on the transaction fees. So we'll get another question here from Dave Pettigrew, and Dave has a comment, says, "Gents, love the show." First of all, we're not gentlemen, but, well, I am. Travis isn't, but...
I'm not. I'm a heathen.
Here's the question. He says, "I'm looking to invest in a bunch of different coins. From your show, I've gathered it's not a good idea to leave my coins on the exchange." You gather correctly, Mr. Pettigrew. "It's better to store in a wallet." Also, correct gathering. The question continues, "If I was to purchase 6 or 7 coins other than the big 3, some of the ones I'm looking at are Ripple, IOTA, Sia Coin, Stratus, etc. I'm not familiar with etc. coin. Does that mean I would have to get 6 or 7 different wallets that could hold these coins, or is there a wallet that can hold most coins?" Excellent question, Mr. Pettigrew. What say thee, Travis Wright?
Yes, there are wallets out there that allow you to hold multiple coins, and so do some of those hardware wallets, right? You have the Open Ledger. What wallet do you have again?
It's called the Ledger Nano S. There's the Ledger. There's another one called the Trezor, Trezor, conveniently linked in our show notes today at badcryptopodcast.com. And with that, there are standard coins, for example, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, in Ripple that it stores, but you can also download applications for other altcoins, and they're coming out with more and more of those. So that's one way to store your coins in a wallet. There's an app called, a wallet called Jaxx, Jaxx, and it stores multiple different coins that it's compatible with. I use it to store some Civic and Gollum, and then there are those that have no wallet but their own. For example, library credits. The symbol is LBRY. It's actually built into the application that is the utility, and that's where it keeps your library credits coin. And then there's Neon, which I think you've used as well, Travis, which is the Neo wallet.
That's correct. And if you have a problem with any of these, you can just send them to Joel and I. And
we'll take good care of spending your coins.
We'll take good care of them.
The thing, one of the things that you and I both love about Neo, with the Neon wallet, wherever you're holding Neo, it also earns a token that's called gas, just for holding it in your wallet. And you can find gas listed on some of the exchanges. And I've earned about 1 1/4 gas just for holding Neo in my wallet.
Nice. How much Neo do you have?
I don't want to reveal that,
because I think it's based on how much that you have. Because I know that I have around 50 or so, And so I've received around zero point 0.2 of gas. So it's all based
I
on
don't
how
know
much
that
that you
that's
have. Well,
true. Can you
you're going to drive
corroborate
more.
that? I think
Really?
just holding any earns you gas.
It earns you some, but yeah, it's based on. I mean, you have earned one and a quarter because you hold more Neo than I do. But if you just have one Neo in there, you will still earn gas, just not as much as if the more Neo you have, the more gas that you can earn. And if you eat too much beans, then you also get gas.
Yeah, so you took my joke because I was going to say that I just like that holding crypto gives me gas. That's awesome. Thanks for
Sorry
the
about
questions,
that.
guys. Keep
We're
them
bad.
coming. You can submit your questions via badcryptopodcast@gmail.com. You can submit them on our Facebook page. You can tweet us your questions. You can Instagram us your questions. And you can use the Google Voice. So many different ways.
And you can also go to our website and click on contact, and there's a form there as well.
Yeah, and we love to hear from you. We do. We really do, don't we? Say we do.
We do. We love to hear from you. And if you're interested in a podcast sponsorship opportunity, that's the same place you can fill that out as well. And we really like to talk to them.
Indeed. Indeed. Indeed, that is true. Let's go to the news. Now, last week when I asked you this question, Travis, you weren't quite ready. What is the state of the market?
The state of the market is good.
It is actually. It's very good for the big ones, especially loading up coin market cap right now. Bitcoin at $4,363. Again, it taunted us. Got close to about 4,450. I would say it's looking to hit that 4,500 mark here pretty soon. Ethereum also having a really slow, steady climb, currently at 332. And Litecoin, which we love. Litecoin makes me throw my hands in the air because I believe it's going to have its day in the sun. Currently sitting at
I mean, it has to, right? I mean,
think
there's
so.
it's going to have 4 times as many of them as Bitcoin. The transactions are smoking fast, right? And so yeah, so Bitcoin Litecoin made it to $51. It actually bumped up a little higher than I think it got to almost $55.
Yeah, sitting at
$54.
51 right about now. And
Ripple.
yeah,
What about
Ripple made a really nice run, and it's pulled back a little bit to about 21 cents. And I'm mostly out of Ripple. Something about it being so connected to the banks. And, banks would never try to manipulate the system in their favor.
Never. And actually, I do have some really interesting some of the smaller altcoins. So what I like to do is, I like to figure out, coins that have at least, maybe 2 to 5 million in market cap, but also are doing quite a bit of volume right now, right? I like them to do at least $1 million in volume in the last 24 hours, and I'm keeping track of them. It looks like in the last 24 hours or so, there's been about 35 of these that meet that criteria, and then I'm sorting that by in the last 7 days. What percentage of growth did it have? And since this is our weekend version, we like to kind of recap what happened over the last 7 days. So LISK, LSK is the symbol. They have a market cap of almost $500 million. Their current price is $4.27. They do have 111 million in circulation right now, but they grew 110% this past week. That's pretty impressive.
Wow. What do they do? What does Lisk do?
I'm not sure what Lisk does. We could look at.
Okay, so we know that their price goes up.
We
That
know the
much we
price
know.
goes up over the last.
That those who have invested might be happy with
Yeah.
it. I've got a little bit in a company that we've talked about before briefly called Waves, and Waves has gone up. Let's see. Let me pull up the whole Charty McCharty thing here and see what's happened. There's 100 million waves in circulation, and starting back in June, it just really went on a run, and right now it's sitting at about $5 per wave from a high of 683. But I love looking at these charts. If you go to coinmarketcap.com and you click on the chart, it gives you the whole expanded chart of the life of the coin. And it shows you, the time span, the volume, how much was traded, and the price. And I'm starting to see a pattern that when these things ICO, they tend to have a spike, but without actual applications that are live, with just the promise of here's what we're going to do, the sell-off invariably hits and it lays stagnant until there's a reason for traders to get excited about it. Is that what you see too?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why I sort this Google Sheet in the way that I'm doing it, and that brings me to I want to say thank you to Brandon Janicki. He sent in a tip for us, and he said it's less of a question, more of a tip. He goes, in a couple of episodes ago, I mentioned using a formula on Google Sheets to pull in all of the data from CoinMarketCap. I use this thing called crypto finance function on Google Sheets, and he said he played around with it, and it seems a lot more time consuming than what he has been using. And so he uses a function called equals import HTML, and then he pulls in the CoinMarketCap URL, and then builds a table with that. And this link is actually in our show notes, so you can go there, you can highlight that whole function, put that in column A1, paste that in there, and then what it does is it pulls in all of crypto, the CoinMarketCap statistics from right now. It's current. And then what?
Hey Travis, can that Google Sheet be embedded into an HTML document? In other words, could we actually demonstrate on the page what this looks like?
We could link it. We could certainly create a new one and link it.
We'll create one that's just got a few coins in it so you can see what it's supposed to look like, and then you guys can grab.
You can just download it and use it for yourself. And what's interesting is what I like to do is, since that's pulling in all the stuff right now, you can't actually sort it. So I will highlight all the columns and rows that have all the relevant information in, create that and put it into a new sheet for that particular moment, because those numbers are always changing, right? And then that's what I've done right now to sort of do the state of the market address, to find all those different coins that over the last 7 days or after the last day, what they are doing. And it's interesting to keep an eye on that. Like, and I said, like, the top 5, there's one called BATA, B-A-T-A. The symbol is BTA. They're 87 cents. They have only 4,900,000 coins in existence. Their price went up 109%. One called Cannabis Coin. I have no idea what that one would do.
Can't imagine
what that is. That's CANN. That's 5 cents a piece.
Shouldn't it be called Can Token though?
It should be. It should be the pot token. Yeah, cannabis token. Yeah, Monero. I love Monero. Monero in the past 7 days has gone up 107%. It's now sitting at $99. Wow. And they only have 15 million of those in circulation. So those are the top 5 that have actually moved. Vertcoin, I guess, would be the top 5th one. That bumped up over 100% in the past 7 days as well. So thanks. Very interesting stuff.
Brandon, thanks for the tip. That was super. In fact, if you'll email us to badcryptopodcast@gmail.com with your BitShares account name, we will send you 100,000 worthless bad coin.
No. I will send 1 million.
Oh, 1 million? Holy!
I'm going to send 1 million, because that was very valuable to me. And then, yes, cha-ching.
Okay, you just heard there, no take-backs. So, Brandon, 1 million bad coin coming your way. Hey, our next news item, Travis, actually comes from across the pond in Scotland, and we're going to turn it over to our correspondents there in Scotland, Sean and Alistair, to tell us this story. Alistair, are you there, mate?
I'm here.
Can't hear you for all the confounded bagpipe noise.
Could you turn it down a bit? I'm trying to sleep.
Hey, laddie, quit with the bagpipes already. Good.
At least turn the bagpipes down a bit. Don't you have a volume control?
I'm Sean.
Absolutely. So there's great news for us, everyone out there in the UK. A man used his own coin, Scott coin. They used digital currency the first time ever a flat had been sold to by a man.
By a man. Yeah. I don't know where to go with this. So Scott coin is a real thing. There's a story that's linked here from commonspace.scot. And let me see when the article actually came out here so I can speak factually and not just pull it out of my bagpipe. This article came out July of 2016. Scotcoin meets Scotland's digital currency trading in a pub near you. And this project was created by Willie Fleming, and he wanted to boost the local economy with a Scottish digital currency. And while I don't know what's happened since it started, we do know for a fact that a significant transaction took place. Do we know how much this flat sold for?
I don't know, but I was looking at it on CoinMarketCap, and that's actually not a coin. It's an asset. So it's a crypto asset that's built on another blockchain. And so, yeah, it's coinmarketcap.com/assets/ScottCoin with only one T. It's a market cap of 5 million, right? So that's how much it's worth. There are 1 billion of them in circulation, and in the last 24 hours, zero have been.
Okay, but here's the deal. So this guy, Peter McGowan, purchased a 2-bedroom apartment for 10 million Scott coins from his friend and business colleague David Lowe. And David Lowe actually owns Scott Coin's intellectual property. The price was the equivalent of £60,000, which a quick conversion here on Google Currency Converter is 77,000 US dollars. So I think it's pretty amazing that the transaction was done completely with this token.
Yeah, and it's worth half a cent right now. And before you go out there and say, "Yeah, I'm gonna,"
it's only worth half a cent.
It's only worth half a cent. I tell you, it's almost like we should do this with Badcoin now.
Do you remember?
We're gonna buy our own office, Joel.
Right. For 10 billion Badcoin. The sketch on Saturday Night Live where Sean Connery was on Jeopardy. I'll take the rapist for 100, Alex.
Yeah.
Sean,
Suck it, Trebek.
Sean, that's therapists.
Yeah, that was some of the funniest skits right there. That was some good stuff.
Those were the days. Anyway, it's cool to see practical real-world applications of crypto being used. And there are those who believe that we are really just beginning to see crypto take off. In fact, one gentleman, the story was found on Coindesk.com. He is the founder of Standpoint. His name is Ronnie Moaz, founder of Standpoint Research. And he, in this article, says 5,000, pshaw, that's nothing. The cryptographic assets today are currently valued at $152 billion. Billion with a B. But he predicts over the next 10 years, get this, Travis, that the entire cryptographic asset pool will be worth $2 trillion.
Yeah, I put my fortune teller hat on. I think it's going to be more than that. I mean, when you look at all these different ICOs that are coming in, if he's talking 10 years, 10 years, that's a no-brainer in my mind, because all these different assets are coming in. People, the masses are going to start coming into cryptocurrency, and you're saying that it's only going to increase like 15 times over the next 10 years. That seems very, very low in my mind. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I do have my thoughts on this, but getting to the main topic of today's show, Bitcoin is dead. Aye, that's right, my friend. Bitcoin, it's over. It's done. Bury it in the ground. Put a fork in it.
It's over. It's totally dead. Yes, big governments will crush Bitcoin, but won't kill it.
The bagpipe is over. Sorry to my friends in Scotland or those who are bagpipe enthusiasts, but every time I hear one of those things, I want to do to it like the guy in Office Space did to that copier. When they took it out into the field.
That's great. We're gonna have to keep playing it then. Maybe we should create the bag coin.
The bag. You know what? And if it went out of business, you could be left holding the bag.
Yeah, that's great.
So Bitcoin is dead. This is something that has been said since the beginning of Bitcoin. In fact, I did some researchifying, Travis, and I found on a site called 99bitcoins.com the Bitcoin obituaries. And the stats, and we'll link this in the show notes so you can see. What they've done is they have found all the times from the beginning of Bitcoin that a market publication or somebody with a strong voice in business has claimed that Bitcoin is dead or going to die. And how many times have they documented this so far?
It's like 153. So I guess this podcast here would be the 154th time Bitcoin has
Only we
died.
don't mean it. Now, I scrolled all the way to the first listing they have, and it's from the Underground Economist, dated December 15th, 2010, and the title of the article was Why Bitcoin Can't Be a Currency. And at that time, get this, it was at 23 cents.
Yeah,
And
it was dead.
yeah.
Do not buy any. It's 23 cents. You're just wasting your money, you guys.
The line from the article says either it will remain a novelty forever or it will transition from novelty status to dead faster than you can blink. Fast forward to May 8th, 2011. Appin War, it was at $3.12. Why Bitcoin Will Fail. Forbes in June 2011, $15.15. Title, So That's the End of Bitcoin Then. And it goes on and on as the price goes up. From Salon, Wired. Let's see what else we have on here. There's so many publications.
And they're hilarious to actually go in and read the articles because they are so confident that Bitcoin is dying, and they have their reasons. Because, you know, if you look at what happened with the pricing, right? So it had a time where it went up, and then it made it to $15, and then it went back down to like $2.37, and then it went back up again. And then so there were all these different times where these ebbs and flows and you know, valleys and dips and you know, these runs they've had. Game over, Bitcoin. You know,
let me read a couple more of these. The Washington Post, December 2014. Bitcoin was at $325. Bitcoin's financial network is doomed. AOL, same month. Can Bitcoin survive? 2015. Reuters, at $327, said Bitcoin's defects will hasten its demise in 2015. And all I got to say to those who were claiming this is, how stupid do you feel now that Bitcoin is at $4,353.69, and the entire market cap of cryptocurrency in general is $152 billion?
Yeah, I love this one here. The exact date for Bitcoin's final crash to zero on from the Wall Street Daily. It was $579, and it said Bitcoin's days are numbered, literally. The guy on this article wrote, Williams predict that Bitcoin will trade for under $10 by June 30th, 2014. So, bold prediction.
So I have some commentary around this, and I've been thinking about, after, you know, you've been in tech for a long time, your whole life, as have I. You know, we both had computers when we were little dweebs, and now we're just big dweebs. And I remember building my first website in 1995, and there was a certain je ne sais quoi in the air. It was this excitement about, we're really on to something here. And I remember people saying, oh, the web, you know, they're not going to be all these websites. It's almost like,
oh, that internet's a fad, Joel.
And I remember when Amazon came on the scene and Jeff Bezos started, you know, selling books out of his garage, and people like,
oh, that Amazon, that's a fad,
that'll never
Joel.
be profitable. That'll never, you know. And then Steve Jobs takes on the smartphone, and people are like, we just want a phone to be a phone. Well, guess what? We use our smartphones hardly as phones at all. You know, we use them.
That's also a fad, Joel. You need to quit lying to our fine folks listening to our show. Those smartphones are
Clem,
a fad.
are you back?
All
Is
right.
that? And what about virtual reality? We've been talking about it
That's a fad. That's a
talking about
fad.
it for years. Listen, bell bottoms were a fad, but even those stupid things came back, and guess what? They'll be back again. And that stupid man bun, that's a fad. You're going to look at the pictures of that man bun, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Why
Well, I'll
didn't
tell
you
you
warn
what,
me?
my mullet is not a fad. I've been rocking this mullet since 1994.
There's something about cryptocurrency that has that same buzz in the air to me. Now, I'm not saying that it can't have, a big crash, and a lot of people left holding coin that's worth a lot less. But I think the infrastructure of what's been built with blockchain technology is here to stay. And so if it does crash and people do panic sell, there's going to be a lot of people who are banking on the future of crypto that will buy when you panic sell. In fact, that's the advice that's given across, the investing community in general, is you have to have strong hands that when you see people selling, you don't swim, downstream with them, but you swim upstream. By the way, good time to remind everybody that we are not financial advisors. Don't listen to anything we say. Do your own due diligence. We're not responsible for your money. And if you have any need for further disclaimers, they're on the website at badcryptopodcast.com. And many of you have discovered that if you listen past the closing music, that there's also a verbal spoken disclaimer provided in the sultry, dulcet tones of one Joel Comm.
Very nice. Absolutely. So, this is an interesting space. We know it. We're enjoying it. It's very fun to explore. And, I was listening to a podcast by Tim Ferriss the other day, and he had Nick Szabo on. And Nick Szabo was the dude who created BitGold. He wrote in BitCash, he wrote this white paper before Satoshi Nakamoto. And so he'd been thinking about this for a long time. So there was a really amazing podcast by them. It's like 2.5 hours long. I think it's a really, really long podcast, but he was going in and they were talking about why blockchain. There is no way blockchain is going away. It's almost like saying that www is going to go away or HTTP is going to go away. It's not going to happen. Blockchain is here to stay, and people have to start adapting to it and understanding what it's all about. And there's still, Joel, right? All these naysayers out there who say that it's a scam and it's only drug dealers are using it and you shouldn't waste your money on it. And they're the same people who say Bitcoin is dead and they said Bitcoin never even had a chance. And guess what? They lost potentially millions of dollars if they had invested just a little bit in it. Imagine that dude at 23 cents had thrown in $1,000 or $100.
At what point can we finally, agree that, okay, it's here and it's not going away? Even if there is a huge crash, let's say Bitcoin falls from $4,300 to $1,000. If that happens, I'm going to scrape money together and I'm buying Bitcoin because I believe it's here to stay. That's just my personal opinion.
And I personally wish that would happen almost, just to load up more. You know what I mean?
Back up the truck.
Back up, sell everything on Craigslist I can.
And here's more proof that it's coming into the mainstream. A documentary film has made its way to Netflix. I'm in the midst of watching it right now. It's called Banking on Bitcoin. We'll link directly to the Netflix episode in the show notes, or just go and search for it. And it is a biographic history of Bitcoin. So, we do our best to explain it here, and we fail because that's why we're the Bad Crypto Podcast. Hello, do the math. It's not good. Which is why we depend on you, our listeners, to share information with us, and we thank you when you do. And we throw bad coin at you. We throw worthless currency at you, and laugh as we do. Have some bad coin. But this film, I did start it last night. I was starting to doze off, so I only got about 30 minutes into it. But it really is fascinating and a great primer for those of you wanting to learn more about the origins of Bitcoin.
I think we should do an additional bonus. I want to throw this by you here. Anybody whose question that we read online or voicemail that we read or we play on the show, they should get some bad coin bonus. What kind of bad coin bonus should they get?
Well, I gave a suggestion last time, and you multiplied it times 10, so I'm afraid to say.
No, I think 100,000 is good.
Okay.
That's a solid one. I wanted to throw out that big
bad.
bonus though for our good friend who, because that's a valuable function
Yeah.
within.
You never
it's a
know
really
how
good
much
one.
bad coin we're going to throw at you. So if we've used this is retroactive. How about that?
Oh, I
If
love
we have
that.
used your question on an episode, email us badcryptopodcast@gmail.com with your BitShares username and your real name, so that we know it was you, and don't be evil, okay? Because even though we're the Bad Crypto Podcast, we're here to do good. And that's going to wrap up this episode. We appreciate you all more than you know. Without you listening and providing feedback and reviewing our show, we would just be two guys talking cryptocurrency, which is what we were 6 weeks ago before this show started, and we found out that there's actually people out there that would pay attention to us. So write us, phone us, join us on Facebook /Bad Crypto. Like our page. Of course, you can get your free Bad Coin there on Twitter and Instagram. Well, Twitter is Bad Crypto. Instagram is Bad Crypto Podcast. Travis, any final words?
I just want to say thank you all and make sure to stay bad.
Who's bad?
What's that, matey? Did you say to stay bag?
I don't know yet. Stay bad coin.
The Bad Crypto Podcast is a production of Bad Crypto LLC. The content of the show, the videos, and the website is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. It's not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice of any kind. You shouldn't make any decisions as to finances, investing, trading, or anything else based on this information without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional financial advisor. Please understand that the trading of Bitcoins and alternative cryptocurrencies have potential risks involved. Anyone wishing to invest in any of the currencies or tokens mentioned on this podcast should first seek their own independent professional financial advisor.